Welcome back to My Static Life. Today we're going to be looking at a caravan that I am quite excited to look at it. It's a Swift Morlaix. Now, I've never actually been in these, and if you know me, you'll know I'm quite the fan of the Swift, owning a Swift Bordeaux myself. I imagine this is going to be a little bit like the Bordeaux. So let's flip around and have a neb and see what it's like. Outside, down on the showground. Now, if you look here, the cash price of this van is £54,995. Deposits from £10,999. However, and that'd make it £549. However, I've just been informed by the sales team that there's currently a £4,000 contribution from Parkdean, or if you're paying the cash price of 54 grand, they would knock 4 grand off. Now I just want to point this out. So as well as having Swift opening front doors, let's look up there. Look, you've got little LEDs built in along the top, and this really does make the Swift look very impressive on an evening. Right, let's come round and have a look. So as I say, I've not been in this caravan yet. I don't know if it's a 2-bed or a 3-bed. It should say on the side of it. So there you go, yeah. So this is a 38 by 12 2-bed. And like I say, it's the Morlaix. I think that's how you say it. I apologise now if I'm incorrect. Before you get any further, if you enjoy these videos, do me a massive favour. Just hit like and subscribe and follow this channel. Thank you. And here we go. We come straight in to what is the kitchen dining room. Now that looks very, very nice. Now I'm just going to put my can of pop down on this table here. So if it looks a mess, that's now my fault. And I'm going to just pan around so we get a good view of the kitchen. And then you can see the living room. And then we've got this dining room. Okay, now this is very, very interesting indeed. And then obviously can of pop there so my throat don't go dry. And we've got these cupboards here. Right, so now I imagine, let's start off by looking at what I presume will be the fridge, freezer and cupboard for the boiler. So the first cupboard, yep, boiler is standard, good old Morco one. Space in there to get your sweeping brush, your vacuum, ironing board, Arcade dog food. Nice big fridge. Lovely. What you'd expect from a brand new £50,000 caravan. And a good size freezer. So coming over to the cooker, it looks like something's currently missing at the minute. I mean, it literally did come on site the other day, so I wouldn't be surprised if we find that in a cupboard knocking about somewhere. Glass backboard, just like on the Swift. Exact same extractor fan that the Swift has got. Nice big cupboards. They're not soft closing though. Plenty of space there, isn't there, for your wine glasses and beer glasses that people seem to nick from the club. Not naming any names there. We've got some little, now that is a little cutlery drawer, isn't it? Would it be big enough, do you think? I mean, you've only got 2 drawers there. I feel like that could get a little bit messy. Then you've got another drawer for your fire stuff. And another drawer with some plumbing stuff in it. Marvellous. Don't know what that's there for. Currently there's a sign just on the kitchen, so I'm just going to move that off. I think that's the one about the... That's nothing to do with this, I don't think. So we've got a nice white sink. I do like white sinks. They look really nice. You just got to remember now and again you do need to sort of bleach them because you do get the odd mark on them that needs bleaching off. Nice silver tap. This is exactly the same sort of thing as what we've got in the Bordeaux, but we've got a gold tap instead. Nice wooden work surface. If it skews the light a little bit, it's quite sunny out there, which is causing some issues. And then you've got the so you've got this nice brown sort of oaky walnutty wood with then these cream cupboards. We've got this little bit above. I mean, I'm not sure what you'd put up there. Would you put pots and pans, or would you put knickknacks? Things to make it look pretty. All your usual tacky stuff. We've got what looks to be a fabric blind. I'm not going to unclip it because it's all like still sealed together. More cupboards this side for your pots and your pans. Look at that, we've got plug sockets with varying different USBs, so you can get your power chargers in to quickly charge things up. Plenty of cupboard space. I mean, there's loads and loads of storage in this kitchen. Plenty. You're not going to run out of space, I don't think. You've even got a wine rack. I mean, there isn't, I don't think... Yeah, so what it is lacking compared to the Bordeaux, there is no dishwasher. However, I don't think that's necessarily a negative thing, because I think dishwashers in caravans are they're a bit naff, I think. So anyway, the microwave fits into the cupboard space neatly. Does that have anything in up there? Yeah, could put some tins of beans in there or something. So yeah, that's all looking nice. Then if we come into the living room, let's scan around. So you can see you've got a nice big corner sofa. Looks really comfortable. Let's have a sit down and see what it's like. So you'd be sat there in an evening, your TV on that wall. Easily getting a good 60-inch TV. You don't necessarily have to have it attached to the wall. You could just have it on a stand, as you can see across there. Then you've got more cupboards underneath. It comes with this little coffee table, quite nice, and this little square buffet. The chairs themselves, they feel fairly solid, comfortable. Sofa, no complaints there. I can imagine you could sit on here for several hours and it's not really going to give you any grief. And I wouldn't be surprised, let's just have a quick look, if this is a pull out. Yeah. So we've got under there, we will have a pull out sofa bed. And then if you look, we've got nice big thick curtains, which in winter will really help keep the heat in the caravan. And I think even the curtain pole is quite a nice pole, sort of like got like a brass look feel to it. And again, let's have a look over. So yeah, oh look, there's all the things for the cooker that we couldn't find before. So yeah, they could do with being put in place, couldn't they, before someone buys it. This is nice soft closed cupboards. You can store a lot of stuff in here, so you might store Monopoly and stuff like that. Again, plenty of plugs for the TV. A little bit disappointing that here you've only got a standard plug, but I suppose you might only use that space there for a small lamp or something similar. Presuming in this day and age we're going to have some plug sockets near the actual sofa. So there's none down in the corner there. We'll go around the cushions. Nothing. So there's actually no extra plug sockets in the living room. So if you are charging your phone, it looks like you're stuck to this over here. I presume then, if we haven't got any over there, we must have some near this dining table. Now this dining table looks really nice. Again, sorry, I put this poster there. Let's move it again to over there. I think I've accidentally stuck it all together. It's going to go on a window. Right, so we've got a nice solid looking table. We've got 3 chairs that you can sit on. And then you've got this bench. And it is padded and it looks like there's storage underneath it. Let's just have a look, see, because the problem you've got here, so the problem you've got is you can't really squeeze down, so you're gonna have to move this table when you want to have some dinner. So let's just move it slightly. So I'm not sure if you can even see what I'm doing. Is I've slid the table out so I can get in. So I can now get in, I can have my breakfast. And actually this is quite a nice comfortable seating area, but you would need to push that table out a little bit. It doesn't really impact on the door, I don't think. But what I'm more curious about, oh, so these aren't just one cushion, look, they're all attached together in like a weird chain of cushions. But I'm looking for a plug socket to charge your phone. There ain't one. So again, we're really limited here on the plug sockets for charging. The other thing I was curious about is this. Yeah, sure. So let me show you this then. I don't know if you can see from there, but there is 2 fold down cupboards in here, which I suppose is going to be quite useful for storing stuff that you don't use every day. I'm not quite sure what you might use for it, but any bit of extra storage in a caravan is always going to be beneficial. Likewise, any extra plug sockets or USB sockets is always going to be beneficial. So a bit disappointing on that front. Right, let's continue. In fact, before we move on down the hallway, let me just point out this little wall. So it's a feature wall. It's obviously clearly designed to separate the living room and the dining area. It's got a different texture depending which way you look at it. So if you look at it there, it looks like them soundproofing walls, whereas if you look at it from the living room, it's just a regular bit of wood really. So I'm not sure, if I'm honest, I'm really not sure what I think to that. I'm curious what you think to it. Right, so let us go into the bathroom, the bedrooms, see what we get, right? So we've got a nice big hallway. I can already see the bedroom at the end, and I can tell already what kind of bed it is. It's a normal bed. I don't know if I'm disappointed with this fan. Right, so let's come into the bathroom. So yeah, same sort of standard hooks as what we've got in the Swift. The shower looks the same, but it's not the same. I mean, for a kick-off, they haven't got the little lights that they put in the Swift. Right, okay. We've got standard radiator. We've got a round toilet. Maybe they watched my last video about moaning about Swifts with the square ones. So instead they're putting a standard toilet. But then we've got a square sink. Round toilet, square sink. Something's not adding up here. Little backboard. And then this is the main bathroom, yeah? There's no cupboards. Okay. There is literally just like an empty space on the wall. And then the mirror. And then up here we've got a pelmet around hiding where the metal blinds are. I've got them in most caravans. Never a fan, but apparently that's an emergency escape window, which I suppose there should be on every single caravan, but you don't really always see them, do you? Right, let's go into what is the second bedroom, or the children's bedroom. Now, I like the backboard straight away. Look at that. So we've got this nice, oh God, the lighting's terrible. We've got this nice leather look feel backboard. Right, that's nice and solid. So if you sat here, like, I like to read my phone in the morning. I get up, I like to look at news. Not everyday news, more stuff like, I don't know, like space news, or weird news, or scientific news. So to have a coffee in the morning with a decent backboard is a must. whether you're 12 or 82, right? Then look, we've got a good plug socket there, 2 types of USB, so you can get your fast charging going. Got a little table in between, and then look at that, we've got plenty of storage up here for the kids. We've got these huge cupboards. Obviously there's elastic band because it's literally just come off a truck the other day. But look at that, nice, plenty of space. I like the curtains in here, look. It's a nice fabric, is that? They're thick and all, they're really nice and thick. So it'll really help keep the heat in. We've got a mirror there, and then we've got this plain wall. Normally a lot of caravans tend to have a little shelf there. And then we've got a cupboard with your electric. You know, I always find it weird that in the children's bedroom, they've got all the like electric stuff, all the fuses and everything. And again, you've got the aerial stuff. Now, I'm sure it's not an issue, and it's never has been an issue. But it only takes that one kid, doesn't it, to climb in cupboard and start pissballing about. Then we've got a couple of drawers, socks and pants. See, simple. A lot of them only have wardrobes. Socks and pants, you know you're going to need it. Now, this bedroom's looking nice. So let's scan around. Look at that for a dressing table area. Wow, this is built with the lady in mind, or let's say the person who enjoys getting ready, whether they're a man or a woman. And then we scan around, and again, look, we've got this lovely feature wall. It's like a chocolatey colour. We've got a nice fabric backboard, and then we've got little units either side, and then we've got a big wardrobe. So let's just have a little sit on the bed. I'm not going to take my shoes off and have a proper sit. Oh, it's comfy, right? So I can tell by the comfiness of this mattress, it is a deluxe mattress. It's what we've got in our bedroom, and you get a really, really good night's sleep on it. But look at that, you've got a nice big, tall mirror flanked on either side with some shelves where you can put your knickknacks on. Or what you'd really put on there is, I imagine you'd put your, on your left you might have the perfumes and hair products, and then on your right you've got your aftershaves and maybe hair gels and stuff if you've still got hair. And then you've got quite a big desk area, so I imagine there's a buffet somewhere that comes with this, or some kind of seat that you can use to sit on. I think there's people in here now. It was only the sales guy. Right, so let's have a look to the left. Oh, so we've got a wardrobe, and then this massive cupboard. Oh no, it's also a wardrobe. So that's good. You've got 2 sets of hangers right there. And then to the other side of this, we've got another 2 sets of hangers. Okay, right, now let's have a look at this, because then we've got another wardrobe. Oh, I can't quite get in it. Right, let's go this way. So if we come in, we've then got, let me sit on bed so you can see, we've got a massive wardrobe here with space underneath it, so really big storage space. And then at the side here, we've got this open shelving unit. Come around here so you can see. So you've got this massive open shelving unit, which is great, but I imagine shelves that deep, you're going to use them for stuff like towels, maybe bedding, or maybe folded jeans or t-shirts. So I feel like I'd benefit more if it'd have had a door on it. I don't understand this open layout of putting your storage, like for clothes, on display. Right, so let's just check at the side of the bed. Yes, we've got plug USBs. We've got this strange fabric. I don't know, I think I prefer the backboard that was in the children's bedroom, the second bedroom, as opposed to that. And again, yes, we've got plugs there. Right, let's come round. We've got one more door to go in, and it's the ensuite. So yeah, standard. We've got the little square sink. It actually looks a little bit wider than what you get in the Swift, which is good because I feel the Swift sometimes they're a bit narrow. Again, we've just got a shelf, and then we've got your regular toilet. So that's all of it. So let's just take a scan around, make sure I've not missed anything. So yeah, we've got the same sort of curtains that you've got. Is it the same curtains? Yeah, I think maybe. The one thing that I did find puzzling is it's just like, I would have thought that with Swift, like mine, it's got one of them ottoman beds, so you've got storage underneath the bed. So let's come on out. Right, I've just come back in with my friends because one of my friends is quite interested in this Swift Morlaix, whatever it's called. And I've just noticed a little design flaw within this, and there's lots and lots of storage in the bedroom, but there's no actual drawers, so there's nowhere to put your pants, socks, knickers, whatever you want to call them. There's no drawers for that sort of stuff. It's all big, just wardrobes. That could be a little issue, couldn't it? I mean, yes, you could get a little side unit, put it into one of the cupboards, but come on, Swift, it should come with it. Have another look through. Scan around, ignore my tin of pop. And then let's come around. I do think the design of this is really nice. This is nice. Let's just... Right then, so we've had a really good neb around the Swift Morlaix. And to be honest, I've been really excited to come and have a look in this particular Caravan. However, that excitement's been a little bit short-lived because, yes, there's some really nice design elements. Some things look really nice, but then I also think that Swift have cut back on a few places that I just don't think they needed to do. Like, I think in the bathroom there should have been spotlights in the shower, like they've got with the Bordeaux. Likewise, as much as I didn't like square toilets, I think they should have stuck with square toilets with a square sink. It makes a more better design, in my opinion. Also, in the living room, I think one of the things they should do is they definitely need another plug socket over in the corner. So when you sat there, you can have your phone on charge. It's not a big ask, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's 2025. We're not in 2001 where many people didn't charge their phones constantly. It's 2025. We need this for modern day technology. Other than that, also, yeah, the bed situation. What's that about? Why ain't it an ottoman bed? It could be an ottoman bed. I think they're just penny pinching here. And it's the same with in the bathroom. Let's have a proper cupboard where you can put your toothbrush and your toothpaste out of sight, so it's not in way. So yeah, but the things I do like about it, I like this sofa, I like the entertainment unit behind me, I like the kitchen, I even like the dining room. Right, they're good. I particularly like the cushioned seating area of the dining room. I do think it could get a little bit awkward with having to pull the table out whenever you want to use it. And I do find that bit of feature wall that comes out a little bit, it's a little bit odd. But £54,995. Is it worth that? I don't know. I feel if you could get a Swift Bordeaux for that money, I'm not sure what they're currently selling for or what this year's model sells for, but it can't be much different. And I feel if you got the Swift Bordeaux it might just have that little bit of an edge over the Morlaix, whatever it's called. But for a £54,000 Caravan, this is still class. You'd still be happy with it. It is a lovely, lovely Caravan. When I'm pointing out the stuff I don't like, I'm just nitpicking. I'm really nitpicking, because I want to find a Caravan that's got every element that I think a Caravan should have. And this is just slightly lacking. But it's still a beautiful Caravan. And if I were buying a Caravan for the first time, or the second time, or third time, and I were upgrading into this, I probably would buy it. Absolutely. It's lovely. Can't go wrong. Just a few little things, like I said, that I'm not that keen on. If you're interested in static caravans and you're looking at owning a static caravan, a holiday home, I have created a little community. You can find the link below, and I'm going to be adding some guides in there so that it can actually help you in the process of buying a caravan. And anyway, that's all for me for today. So if you've enjoyed this, if you've enjoyed looking around this caravan, drop me a comment. Let me know what your favourite bits of this caravan are, and maybe some of the design elements that you don't think work. So that's all from me. I'll see you down the club.